Aha, we made it. What? Just you three? Fools. You've managed to kill plenty of my servants, though. Killing comes quite naturally, doesn't it? Shut up, you old hag. Your tongue hasn't gotten any duller, I see. It's a pity that you'll die today, is it not? I hope you've said your goodbyes. Hold it, Barwa. Oh, hello there, Win. Why, you've come back to me quite on your own. I must say I'm flattered that you love me so. Enough, I'm going to destroy you, Barwa. You'll fall by my hand. That's a certified Mitsuru quote right there. It has been far too long, my pet. You've grown so much. This displeases me, but only a little. But you still wish to fight with me, so I shall grant you your wish. You've gone too far, Barwa. I won't let you destroy Ian. Impudence! Those words will be your last. Die, humans. Oh! Damn. Barwa Stowe? This is just like Zenobia. Like whenever she transformed into a creature with her tits out, Zenobra. Let's go Ice Lance. Eradicate. I probably should have prepared. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't buffer a spell that heals, especially knowing that she's probably gonna do massive damage. What I'm likely gonna do here is I'm gonna have Ellie assist. We're gonna use a lively potion because of my stupidity. Then we're gonna use Ice Lance, and then we're going to do. Oh, wait a minute. How did I screw that up? I meant to have Ellie use the item. How did I have Lena do it? Well, we'll use Flaze. Okay, and she went first anyway. That's a problem. That is a huge problem. Wynn lived. I don't know how, but Wynn lived. Okay, so we're gonna use... Oh, it's because I canceled. That's why everything got all screwed up. So it's her turn. We're gonna rest. Ice Lance. Ellie can... Well, unfortunately, she's faster than everybody. So it doesn't matter if Ellie goes first. We're gonna Flaze. Okay, did only 30 in the 30s. Okay, I think we're in a comfortable position now, even if she does go first. Okay, now we're not. Win, come on! Oh, that roll is... yeah. Don't get an 82. Okay, I see a 7. I can breathe. Yikes, that was close. to 60. And we won! 189 EXP. When leveled, I'm assuming that's the final boss? I don't know. We'll see. I guess we still have to fight Dee's castle, unless that was a fusion. How could I be beaten? By humans, no less. Even though Dee was under my control. We did it! We beat Barwa! Professor Glenn, you have been avenged. The will of D is not for you. Thank you, humans. Oh! Thank you. Thank you for destroying Barwa. Who? Oh, okay. I was like, what does that mean? Like, oh, we've already forgotten who she was, but no, they meant who is that? I am the spirit of the Demon Castle D. I am afraid that I was under Barwa's control. Am I hearing this correctly? You didn't actually want to fight? Now that my Lord Memphis is gone, I have no reason to remain in your world. I merely wish to fade away into the abyss. I guess we're not going to know anything about the goddess, huh? That's terrible. What should we do? I might be able to do something for the Demon Castle. Really? Well, I am a guardian of time. Be at peace, Demon Castle Z. Whoa! Ah! Where are we? Is this the afterlife? No, wait. Ellie, Win, wake up. What? Where? Oh, Lena, are you okay? Nothing that won't heal. That was amazing, Win. I knew you had it in you. Of course. And to think you doubted me. Hey, don't get snarky, Buster. Sorry, I'm just so happy. Anyway, we should head back and pass along the good news. Alright, so according to this, there are only 4 more sentences in this entire walkthrough. That's spoiler-free-ish. So we are about done. I don't know how to feel. It's, quite frankly, it hasn't really settled in. Now, if it wasn't for the Blue Dragon, Vile Tribe, and the mention of Althena explicitly, it didn't really feel much like a Lunar game, other than, like, the characters. The character interactions and the fact that dialogue updated and having Iwadare as the composer. You took down the whole Vile Tribe? You must be men, despite any appearances to the contrary. Maybe I should look into magic instead of just swinging this sword around. Maybe I should look into okay, same thing. My, you defeated the whole Vile Tribe? Lena, you may not be able to sing, but I do believe you found your calling. Professor Trina has nothing but praise for Lena. I guess this makes you all heroes now. We will go around. Has that island come back? Is the question. I don't think it has, so we're not able to cross to see our Ellie statue anymore. I guess I never understood the purpose of this place, because, like, nobody was ever inside any of these buildings, ever. Like, there was never anybody in here. There was never anything to do here except for, like, one scene where Senia met, but, like, there's nothing to do here. Is the cave gone? Is it sealed up? Oh no, it's there. It just didn't show on the overworld for whatever reason. Okay, back to town. You're amazing, Ellie. Ellie, thank you for avenging Glenn. And where does it want me to report to? Okay. So we have to go to the Magic Academy to advance, which I figured. As I understand it, if you get all A's, you'll be invited to attend Vane, another magic school. I've also heard that someone got just such a letter. Is it that one woman on the second floor? I bet it's her. It has to be her. She seems like she'd fit right in with those elitist snobs. My word, ladies. You thoroughly routed the Vile tribe? Consider me impressed. Okay, maybe it isn't her. Who is it? Ever heard of Vane? Their magical research is even more intense. The way it was discussed, it made it sound like there was exactly one letter, so I was just I thought it would not be us, because we'd all get one. You're pretty good, huh? You do your hometown credit. Aw, you're making me look bad. I'm in awe of your greatness. Well done. No wonder you've got scholarships. And? You beat the whole Vile tribe? Are you kidding me? Oh, I was hoping for more than that. Come on, we've seen him get his butt kicked the whole game. Way to go, you're even stronger than our aunt. Wait, what am I saying? Well, maybe. You're okay, but you still can't compare to Aunt. You fought the whole Vile tribe, huh? That's pretty damn amazing. You've inspired me to work a lot harder. Gotta work even harder. Well done. I knew you could do it. We hadn't spoken to him in a couple of chapters, quite honestly. Alright, let's talk to our teacher. After we get back. Well done, you've never ceased to amaze me. And then after that, we'll go to the actual academy and get to end credits. I guess we'll never go in this door. It never opens. At least I studied under the same teacher as you. You've avenged Professor Glenn. I think. Well done either way, I'm sure. Thanks to you, the island is quiet again. You've really grown during your time here, but Lena, are you really ready to graduate? Just Lena? Not the rest of us? Thanks for everything. I was really just kind of hoping to see Senia again, or just something. You're incredible, Ellie. Well, of course you triumphed. You've got scholarships, after all. Everybody must be on the 3rd floor then. Ian's safe now, thanks to you. Damn, you sure earned that scholarship. Thanks again. All right. Is that so? The demon castle has vanished? That's a relief. We're all about due for some peace and quiet. Well, our job is done. Let's go back to our rooms. Hang on just a moment. We recently received some correspondence from Vane. It concerns you two, so I think you should have it. What does it say? Go ahead, read it. In recognition of their outstanding achievements in the magical arts, Ellie and Lena are hereby invited to attend Vane's Guild of Magic. Please be aware that a ship will arrive for you on the day after your graduation from Ian. That's amazing! Vane wants us? It's like a dream come true. But with the ship coming so soon after graduation, we're gonna be busy. Aww. Ellie. Lena. Yes. On this day, you have officially graduated from Ian Magic School. Please accept your diplomas. Congratulations, graduates. Congratulations. Thank you very much for playing my game. The next day, your experiences here are valuable. Try not to forget them. Lena, promise me that you'll clean your plate when you're at Vane. Take care of yourselves, all right? Do your best now. Always put your heart into whatever you do. Professor Glenn will always be watching over you two. I'll never forget this day. I hope. You must be looking forward studying at Vane. I'm not sad, you know. Yeah, the one non-manly night. Yeah. He shed a single tear, the only one he's ever shed in his life, because he's a man. I'm not sad, you know. Without you two around, I'll be able to make a name for myself. Aunt really is sorry to see you two go. I certainly won't forget you. All right. Lena. When? What is it? Lena, I love you. I always have. You think I didn't know? Yeah, kinda. Wait for me in Vane. I'll become a great guardian of time. And then I'll come and find you. Well, if you become a really great guardian of time, there won't be any waiting, right? Until then, please. When? Alright, I'll wait for you. I don't know, though. I might find me a better guy in Vane. Lena, you still can't take a joke, can you? Don't worry, I'll wait for you when. Heart. Farewell, everyone. Bye-bye. A new life awaits them on the other side of the sea. And with this, our story comes to a close. You know, it's the whole goddess thing was just a complete tease. I would have accepted Ellie, or I would have accepted Lena. I would have accepted damn near anybody. But I guess that was just a tease with no real payoff, other than just a reference to Althena. That's a shame. So now we have the credits. I don't know if they're gonna have anything post-credits, so we'll see. It's just showing the different backgrounds and areas. We didn't even get to see Senia again. I feel bad. She didn't even show up in a cameo. Up there, hey, there she is. Oh, okay, there's the blue dragon. So, like, oh, look at that. There's Ellie and there's Lena. I'm assuming this is probably the final screen of the game, because nothing else is happening. I bet it's awaiting my input, or it may just be ending here. I think it's a good screen to leave on. So I guess the Vile Tribe is just did everything for like no real reason. It's not even Barrow seemed to be the only person who really wanted Win. Like Memphis didn't want anything to do with Win. So oh, hold on, there's more. Yeah, I was thinking Lena did look like Mia Lamina, and I was thinking about that because I was thinking that maybe Win is the, like, I guess the whole lineage begins with Win. Yeah, I think it looks, I mean, it looks really good for a Game Gear. I think that the Game Gear might be one of the main limitations this game has in terms of maybe having a more interconnected story and world beyond just the main island area and several hub areas if they happen to appear. But I agree with your theory, Tay. I think she's probably a descendant, because I looked at her and I'm like, I immediately thought of Lamina. I'm like, this game came out after Eternal Blue did, and so I'm thinking probably that was what they were trying to tie it all back to. And let's see what they have to say here, and then I'll rant about the Vile Tribe and like what the heck they were doing in the game, because I have no idea, and I don't think they did either. Oh yeah, oh Lena. Professor Glenn? Oh, I must be dreaming. Haha, I sure surprised him. Are you really sure you don't want to stay? It'll be fine. He'll try that much harder if he thinks I'm dead. I'm not quite so sure about you though, Sonny. Are you still up for an adventure at your age? Hey, I'm only 300. You faked his death, what an asshole. I deserve a little vacation every now and again. Never put off till tomorrow and all that. But the school needs you. How long have you been principal? 10 years? Is he secretly the Blue Dragon coming every 10 years? Yeah, I mean, I guess that does kind of make sense. And then he's like, I faked my own death because I'm the goddess Althena. I'd hope you'd be able to keep this place in order while I'm gone. Well, I'm off. The world awaits. 300 years old and he hasn't changed a bit. Oh man. Maybe when Wind gets good enough, I'll be able to take a vacation too. The end. Really? Cute. I think that was a cute little addition there at the very end. But, like, yeah, so the Vile Tribe kidnapped a bunch of people, like, haphazardly, sometimes getting women caught in the crossfire, and I don't really know what they were searching for. The goddess seemed to be a complete afterthought, because, like, Memphis was like, oh yeah, we can use the goddess to power our castle, totally. Because it didn't seem to have anything to do with anything at all. And there's no time characters in future Lunar, so they're extinct now. Unless they're still vacationing, we don't know. They could be all sneaky and crafty behind the scenes. We have no idea about what the Time Lords are doing in this particular game or this particular universe. They could be extinct, or they could not be. We have no real way of knowing. I know this is, again, this game's like 200 years before Silver Star, and then 1200 years before Eternal Blue, so I have no idea if all the Time Lords would have died out, or how that would have actually worked. I thought the characters were cute and the interactions were cute, although mainly Lena had to be the one to carry most of that, because she was the one who had a majority of the dialogue, but I would have liked for there to be more to actually do with the characters to do with each other. I think that they tried to wrap up everything in each chapter. There really wasn't anything that bled into the next one, which I think made it very hard to set up anything of very particular story-heavy elements to it. I think the game itself is quite simple and charming. The battles are quick, even though they're plentiful. The encounter rate's pretty high, but you can get through fights within like 10 to 15 seconds just by quick menuing. Although sometimes the controls are a little bit too sensitive, and I would accidentally defend or attack without intending to, because I'm sliding over two options. And also the fact that the camera, you kind of outrun the camera just like Sonic. The comparison that Tay basically pointed out, I think, is also a little bit of a problematic aspect of it. But overall, I thought it was fine. I'd say it's the best Lunar handheld, except for the fact that we have Lunar Legend. I think this game's better than Harmony, and I think it's definitely better than Dragon Song, but I don't think it's quite better than Lunar Legend, even though I still think this game is quite fun. I wanted a quick game, especially after the RPGs that have taken like 20 billion streams, like One Piece Odyssey, and then Persona 3. Speaking of One Piece, the DLC for the game that I played, One Piece Odyssey, drops a week from today. And so I will be going back into the One Piece game just to check that out, because there's some additional content and chapters compared to where I left that off. So that's something upcoming. But the next major game is going to be the Fuga Melodies of Steel Tank game. This is a sequel from 1. So I'll be doing that while probably simultaneously at some point dealing with the DLC for One Piece. I may have to kind of try to take more advantage of the days I have during the week just to make sure I get everything done. But I'm glad I finally got to play this. It's been something that I've looked at and I've not touched for a number of years. I'm glad I finally did it. I think I heard a lot of people's reviews of this game were like not very high, and I think that was part of the reason I wanted to wait until Saturn, but I didn't think it was a bad game. I think there was a lot of things it did not do. Like, it didn't do anything with the Althena plot. It really didn't introduce any of the other dragons at all. And it tied, other than Althena and the Vile Tribe, there was, like, no real connection. There's Vayne too, but other than, like, your theory crafting as to what the Time Lords and what whether or not a person's a descendant or not, you're honestly pretty disappointed by the story of the game. You like the mystery, though, and how you're left to theorize, but it felt kind of like a game which is fine, I guess. I feel a little lukewarm about it, but I'm really happy you played it. I don't think it's bad either. It's really cute. It's just, yeah, I don't understand its point. I don't understand what it's meant to do, other than like tide fans until we get releases on the Saturn, because they were working on the remake of one Silver Star Story Complete to release on the Saturn, and then they ended up like remaking this game for the Saturn like a little over a year later. So it's like you could have just waited. You didn't have to. You didn't have to release it yet. But so I don't really know what it was meant to do. But it felt like a very loose Lunar game, and I don't really think it built on the Lunar foundation that were made on any of the prior games. And I guess if it's meant to show how Vane started, but it's not. It didn't show how Vane started at all. But I mean, I guess, it would show how the Alsa clan may have started, because Lena definitely, I feel, fits the whole Vane vibe, and I think that's because she probably is implied quite heavily to be a descendant. Um, but yeah, I would have, I don't know. My hope is that the Saturn does more, fleshes out the story more, fleshes out certain characters more, does maybe kind of deviates a little bit from the chapter format that this game did. Although I did like the curtain open and close. I thought that was cute. It's just that I don't think I'd give the game anything higher than probably anything higher than a 74 really. I think it's a good game. It's just that I don't think it's anything special. It's definitely charming and cute, but I don't know beyond that. If I would recommend it to a Lunar fan, unless they absolutely have to play every single Lunar game, which I have to. That's the way I am. Yeah, when you pit it against the Lunar franchise, it leaves a lot to be desired. It does. But I know Borg, he did play the first 20 minutes untranslated on a stream, and I did see that at one point, and it had like an opening cutscene with whom I can only assume is Memphis, talking to D. I didn't know who was talking to at the time because I didn't know the characters yet. But it looked like they were talking to D and having like some kind of a monologue in an animated cutscene, and so there's a lot going on. Yeah, Dragon Song. I love the story of Dragon Song. Like, I think the story is fine. It had a great twist with a person from the Vile tribe, basically having a coup against the goddess Althena, usurping control of the dragons. It made the dragon trials very interesting and dire because you needed to try to wrestle control of them, and it turns out that they were testing you the entire time. And I felt the test felt very authentic, and they had a fake-out death with Rufus that wasn't actually a fake-out death. He really died. Everybody thought he was going to come back later, and he was actually dead. And the only thing that was disappointing is we didn't get to have a final battle with Ignatius. We fought like this creature, like three forms of the creature, and Ignatius like fell. We tried to save him, and he didn't end up being saved. Yeah, it's 1996. I was kind of surprised by that too. I was surprised, like, wow, this game actually came after Eternal Blue. That was a little surprising to me. Like, this is the year that, Super Mario RPG and things of that nature came out, and we're starting to look more into, N64 and everything like that. Lunar seems to rely a lot on love and romance and the power of the human spirit, so to not see that in Magic School is, yeah, it didn't really deliver on that at all. And I really wish it had. Like, I feel like if they kind of... I feel like Wynn probably could have been less of a wimp. I feel like he could have... If they approached his wimpiness in more of a lens, like, I attacked an entire town full of people because I was not strong and I allowed myself to be controlled by the Vile tribe, and that's why I feel all of this, that'd be one thing, but that's not the way they portrayed it at all. It's just like, I'm in love with Lena now. There's no time for me to dwell on my past failures. I felt like I felt like nobody else was allowed to be a character because Lena was the one that was the main character of the game. I felt like she always had something to say and that would diffuse anybody else's character development. Other than Senia, who was allowed to have development because she was leaving the party. And yeah, no, I agree. I think that would have been a much better standpoint. Um, he needed to get out of his shell before he could truly prove himself. But it seems his magic and levels were weak. But yeah, but his magic was actually the strongest out of all our characters, which was actually kind of a huge surprise to me. But he was a glass cannon. Like, I was worried he was not going to survive the final battle, or even one of the statue fights, because he just takes so much damage. Because he's under level compared to the rest of us. And damage scales a lot with level, not just your innate defense. It's you know, you evade more if you're higher level. Enemies evade you more if you're lower level. It's that kind of a system that I've seen in like certain Xeno games, like Xenosaga, not Xenosaga, but like Xenoblade, that particular series. Um, but yeah, Dragon Song, it was the main problem with Dragon Song was the gameplay. I felt the bosses were well designed and thought out, but the kind everything else with the mechanics and everything else was why it fell apart. But I think it has the Lunar story down pretty well. I felt it was emotional. The twists and turns were actually very successfully executed. It was just like a flawed game. It was one of the first DS RPGs that I think they felt they needed to implement every bell and whistle, like blowing into the DS to run away from fights, like just to have an excuse to use the microphone. That's insane to me. And you can't run any other way. That's the only way you can run from battles. And that's why I said, like, that's why I made the joke. It was like the AVGN, fire, 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 just like yelling into that just to run away. And like, what if you run into a rare encounter and you shriek in like, excitement and you run away from the fight? It's an insane mechanic. I'm glad nothing else ever used that. Um, but yeah, that's gonna do it for Lunar until the Saturn version gets translated. I hope that the Grandia Digital Museum eventually has a translator that they're able to find, because everything else is in place, because I'd gladly play that. It's funny that both Grandia and Lunar are in situations where the only games that are on console that I haven't played are on the Saturn and are untranslated. So those are the final two. And then I unfortunately have no other Lunars to play. Yes, I hope one day. I'm definitely, every month or so I check just to see is there progress, but as far as I can tell, the Magic School has hit a standstill for quite some time, but Grandia, if they can get a translator, they're good to go, so we'll see. But let's see, is it really the end, really? Oh, there's the final curtain call. And I think it's gonna stay until I turn off the console. But thank you all for stopping by, and yeah, it's been a long stream, almost 4 hours with the chats and everything else. So appreciate you stopping by. I'm glad we could all finally experience this game. Very short. I mean, I went out of my way to talk to everybody, and still it was like maybe at most it was like a 10 or 11 hour game, despite the fact that I would go around and purposely talk to everybody. So very short. So I'm pretty satisfied with it. It was a nice bite-sized game. I'll see everybody in the respective discords, and thank you so much. It does have some banger music. Like, I love the overworld, and I like the Port Town area. They're all very good. Pretty solid for a game that runs on a console with 2 hours battery life. Just enough time for 2 chapters. Alright, everyone.